Now picture this, you have 3 F-117s going to bomb a specific target. The only information they have is that it is in a certain grid square area. So they have to basically search that area to find that target. Now these jets do have stealth technology, so MiG-21s are able to pass by them without noticing F-117s. But when you pass directly over radar sites, they will spot you. Now the specific target they are aiming for is a nuclear reactor facility. Luckily there are F-15Es able to support this mission, because F-117s going into a mission alone is always a bad idea. So the F-15Es go in, bomb a couple SAM sites, even a factory as well, and they also take out some of the MiG-21s because these jets can carry air-to-air missiles such as the AIM-120, AIM-9Ms, and I believe the AIM-9X, right? Now, the F-117s move into their target, they find the nuclear facility, they drop their bombs, and destroy it. Imagine how fun a game mode like that would be. Now, as I'm sure you're all aware, WarThunder has just released their new update trailer for Firebirds. Today we'll be talking about what this update's potential could hold for future game modes down the line. But before we get into that, I just want to say thank you guys for clicking on the video and watching. Make sure to like this video and comment down below what future game modes would you guys like to see. Other than that, subscribe to the channel. It does help, and it does help push these videos out into the algorithm. Anyway, thank you guys. And this update trailer was pretty neat to look at. They released a lot of new things such as the Su-34, the F-15E, and most importantly, to me at least, is the F-117, because this introduces stealth technology to WarThunder, which, to be honest, I believe this is the first thing related to anything stealth in the game. I'm not sure if WarThunder modeled RCS in the past. Some people say they did. I just never saw 100% proof of that, but now we do have it. WarThunder's likely going to be modeling RCS. You know, when you open the bay doors, you get spotted by radars, that sort of fun thing. Now, there was some other things WarThunder showcased in this trailer, such as, I believe, the Patriot SAM system, but what we're going to be talking about is the potential for what this can mean for future game modes, because a lot of this stuff, while it can be used in a normal RB match, I feel like it wouldn't be going into its full potential of what all these assets that WarThunder has can potentially be doing, especially with the addition of, you know, the new Tornado with the Brimstone, the Su-34 fullback, which is a blue jet. If you watch one of my previous videos, it's a blue jet. Stop calling it, you know, whatever. Pointless. Besides the point. Anyway, there's glide bombs, there's all that fun stuff, right? They're adding the F-15E. I just feel like the game modes are too small for this, and WarThunder has so much potential with their aircraft that I feel like they would be wasting it if they didn't add new game modes. Now, I don't know if they're adding a new game mode for this specific update. I have no evidence behind that. There's really nothing. This is just a video of what could be, what Gaijin should do, or what they should at least look into. Now, in the intro, that was a very simplistic game mode that I came up with in my head in under like 10 minutes, right? Obviously, game modes will need a lot more work than that, and there's a lot more balancing that goes into them, but I think Gaijin has a very unique potential to pass a lot of the games that are considered to be, you know, competition to it, right? A lot of other milsims related to air and whatnot. Because they have so many assets in workable vehicles that people could play, this game just has so much potential that WarThunder or Gaijin just isn't really tapping into. Now, I'm quickly going to name off a couple things that I think WarThunder can add to help make this game a little more unique and versatile, in my opinion. For starters, voice chat. They need to update it. Currently, the system they're using sucks. I'm thinking something more similar to Squad or Project Reality's voice chat system, to where there's different squads in a battle and they all communicate to work together to achieve an objective. That would be super cool. Secondly, I think they should add multi-crew to certain vehicles like the F-15E, the Su-34, you know, some of the helicopters. That would be super useful in Sim and kinda in RB, at least for helicopters, right? And then third, I think we need an RB-EC, and fourth, I think they need to update Sim-EC, because currently Sim-EC feels like a World War II map. The only difference being there is, you know, SAMs near the airfields, but they're short-range SAMs, so they really don't matter. Now, those are a couple things I think Gaijin can, change, really quickly to make the game fun. Of course, to make a whole new game mode like an ECRB, you would have to, use a lot of resources to actually get that done and balance it out correctly. Use various test events. I think that's one thing Gaijin should use more when they, give us a chance to test out new features inside the event channel. That would be super cool. Now, what do I think they should do to EC? I think what they should do to EC, just very basic, small problems that they could fix. First of all, they should add helicopters. They should add FARPs. If you don't know what a FARP is, it's basically a frontline airfield, like usually on a roadway or freeway, right? They can add FARPs. They can add helicopters that spawn on those FARPs, give helicopters objectives, and maybe limit their payloads, at least in terms of air-to-air weapons. Secondly, I think they can add, when a battle happens in a sim match, there's like two tanks killing each other, maybe add a spawn point that just spawns there to where you temporarily could spawn in tanks and help fight that little battle on the ground, right? And then you could communicate to your air units, hey, we need some CAS, there's a lot of tanks here. Guy takes off in his Su-34, goes to fly over there, he's like, hey, I need some Su-27s to back me up because I'm about to, do a CAS mission and I don't want to get shot down by enemy air. Imagine how cool that would be. That's just super small, minute details that Gaijin can fix. And I don't care if the maps are low res. A lot of the sim maps, when you get close, they're pretty low res. I really don't care. Maybe if you had specific zones, sure, you could detail those zones for tanks. But just, a battle pops up, bam, you could spawn there with a tank. And then it disappears, you can no longer spawn a tank there. And maybe you could limit the spawns and that type of fun stuff. But just general stuff like that could change War Thunder entirely. They could turn it into a pretty good milsim. Now, War Thunder does need an incentive to create an entirely new game mode and waste resources on it, right? They're a company after all, they need money to stay afloat. So it makes sense why Gaijin hasn't done this in a while. The game's currently working and generating revenue. So what I think Gaijin needs to do, and what you guys need to do, is find reasons to actually add this to the game where they generate revenue. So, send forum posts on the forums. People have been doing that, but keep doing it about new game modes and new ECs and stuff like that. But in terms of the smaller details, like for multi-crew, maybe require both players to have the jet in order to use multi-crew. Not only would that push players to grind other tech trees so they could fly in the same jet as their friend, it's multi-crew, and it kind of makes sense that both people would need the aircraft. In terms of the EC game mode, you can add certain balancing mechanics to keep players, playing on the same EC map, and give them incentives to stay in the match. If they leave early, if they bomb early and then leave, they don't get as much reward. Something like that. Gaijin will have to create incentives like that. But it would keep players in War Thunder for a longer time because EC matches typically last like an hour, sometimes I think 2 hours. Don't quote me on that. But anyway, tell me what you guys think about this in the comments down below. I'd like to hear what you guys think, and take care.